وسهلا بكل الذين ينضموا للاستماع إلى راديو بلدي أول راديو عربي أمريكي ويعنى بقضايا العرب في المحور. برامجنا في راديو بلدي كل يوم جمعة من 8 وحتى 9 صباحا في بث حي ومباشر عبر WNZK راديو 690 AM. صباح الخير بلدي، صباح الخير لكل مستمعينا.
Welcome to Radio Baladi, the first Arab, Middle Eastern, and American simulcast radio show. Radio Baladi is broadcast every Friday morning on WNZK 690 AM from 8 until 9 Eastern Time on Good Morning Michigan. Our call-in number 248-557-3300. And now, stay tuned for the best radio talk show on Arab and American issues.
Thank you for being with us. Today is Friday, July 22nd, 2022. I can't believe the month is almost gone. The number here is 248-557-3300. Give us a call should you have a question or a comment in Arabic or in English. 248-557-3300. It's a beautiful morning. The temperature is in the 70s and could reach the low 90s today. A beautiful summer day. I know the rest of the nation is suffering from very hot days, but we're still blessed in Michigan, still in the 90s. We have a great program for you today. We are going to start with a topic that is very important to our community, specifically to our youth: how to prevent substance abuse. Youth are 7 times more likely to become addicted if they try drugs or alcohol before age 21, as America experiences a substance and opioid crisis. U.S. Representative Debbie Dingell of Michigan has helped our 4 organizations in Michigan securing funds to prevent youth substance abuse. I've attended several meetings and about substance abuse in the community here and opioid addiction, and the Congresswoman has been to most of them. And we appreciate all she does for our community. Good morning, Congresswoman Dingell, and thank you for being with us this morning.
Good morning, and it's wonderful to be with you and with all of the listeners.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. We have about $500,000 to 4 organizations in Southeast Michigan. How did this come about, and what's the money intended to do?
Well, it came about because we supported asking for grants for our young people in Michigan to help address this problem. And, you know, you just gave the figure that teenagers are 7% more likely to have used drugs, but it's actually Michigan teenagers are 7% more likely to have used drugs in the last month than the average teenager. And the 18 to 25-year-olds in Michigan are 30% more likely to use drugs than the average American in the same age group. So we clearly have a problem here in Michigan. You know, I'm someone who's pretty honest, and this is something that I am very emotionally involved in. My own father was addicted to prescription drugs, and my sister followed and ultimately died of a drug overdose. And when I was young, we didn't even recognize what prescription drug addiction was, or if we did, we didn't talk about it. And I think we all have a role to play in fostering greater awareness, and that we all got to work together to, 1, take the stigma off of it, 2, to be aware of what's happening, try to keep our kids, our young people from starting, because it's very difficult once you have to get off that path, and that we all need to collaborate to tackle this crisis.
Absolutely. Now, did you work with these organizations closely, or the money came first and then you guys decided to do that?
I have to say that, and there are other organizations that didn't get grants this time that I'm trying to help. You know, Access does so much good for the community, which is one of the beneficiaries of this, and they work on a number of different issues, but this is one that they've been taking on. I was at LULAC yesterday. They too I want to help try to get them some support. And there are many downriver groups that I've been working with. I think we need to pull all these groups together. They each work in different communities where they've got strong connections, but we all have to work together to really target this epidemic that's in our community.
What can we do locally? I mean, you're doing your part in Washington and trying to help us with money. What can we do locally here as a community or as a groups to really work together to minimize this issue?
I think there's several things that we need to do. One is to raise awareness for both parents, for people in the community, and for young people about the dangers. You know, kids are always willing to experiment. They don't know what the impact they could be. They don't understand how easy it is to become addicted. I mean, I go into the schools now. I've talked to classes as young as third graders to talk about what is happening. I also think it's very important we remove the stigma on mental health issues, quite frankly. I believe my sister, I'm certain of it, probably my father, self-medicated in the sense that they suffered from anxiety. My father was probably bipolar. My sister had, you know, everybody gets depressed. You can suffer from anxiety, but you don't talk about it. You don't tell people how you're feeling, and you treat yourself. You self-medicate, and you do it either via drugs or alcohol. And I think we really have to take mental health issues on as a community, remove the stigma, recognize what is happening, and try to, as a community, address the issue.
You know, we've attended quite a bit of meetings in the community, and every time I attend a meeting, it sounds like we're saying the same thing. I just don't see as much action as needed, specifically, you know, in our community where the stigma is huge. There's a taboo talking about these things. And I hope that, you know, they're listening and that we talk about it more, just like you're opening up about your family. I mean, we don't have to be very specific if we don't want to, but at least acknowledge that this is an issue and we should do something about it. You know, I hope that, you know, more of that will be done in our community.
And I think we all have a part to play in that. It's very hard for me to talk about what happened to me when I was growing up, or I miss my sister a great deal. My sister and I talk about her a lot, but it happens in every family. It happens in every community. And I think by being more open and supporting each other, being compassionate, nurturing each other, supporting each other, we can tackle this issue better.
Absolutely. I hope that, you know, there'll be some funding to educate parents who don't have a problem. We don't have to wait until there is a problem.
Correct.
You know, to educate parents about the importance of these issues so they can educate their children. I think this is where the problem lies. And also the other thing is that, you know, this can be done in multi languages, because we have people who don't speak English, and they're Americans, they live here, and they're facing the same issues. You know, I hope there's going to be, you know, more funding for something like that. That'd be really good as well.
All working on.
Sounds good. And before I let you go, I just want to ask you about the campaign. How's that going?
You know, I'm working very hard. This is the year in which redistricting occurs. So all the members of Congress, Republicans and Democrats, have new districts. I have a little more than 60% of my current district is the same. So I have new areas that I've still my downrivers, which I love, and Western Wayne and all of Washtenaw County, though I had Ann Arbor and Ypsi Township before, Sumter, Pittsfield, but I have the rest of Washtenaw. And then I picked up new cities like Plymouth Township, Northville Township, Canton, and Novi. I'm working really hard so people can get to know me, know who I am. I'm in those neighborhoods just wanting to meet people, going into people's different temples and mosques in the new areas, the churches, the schools, just getting to know people. And you know me, I really want people to know me, and I want to know them. So I'm frustrated that I don't know it all instantly, but I'm hoping by November I know who's speaking to who in every community.
That's good. So you don't have a challenger in the primary, but you do have a challenger in the general
Yes,
election.
I do.
Okay. And moving the district, that exposes you to a much wider audience of more different, you know, political affiliation.
That is true. This district, it has a lot of, I've always loved my downrivers because they are very real. They're the ones that helped me know that Donald Trump would win in 2016. And the new areas that I have gotten are independents. It's wonderful to be with them. People have been kind and warm and generous, and I'm looking forward to getting to know them. But I have to take this race very seriously. I think anybody running for office has got a real responsibility to the people they're going to represent, and I'm taking it very seriously.
Absolutely. And how things in Washington, we have so many issues going on, and hearings and foreign policy and trips to the Middle East and so forth and so on. How things are there very quickly?
I think it's a very challenging time. I think we got a lot of very tough, difficult issues, many of the issues that you care about, Khalil, and others in the community. We're trying to make sure that they're getting the attention that they need. I would tell you that I think a lot of people are stressed. But the global stage is a very frightening place right now with many different issues. And it's something we all need to worry about and focus on, because I do think world peace is threatened at times right now.
Absolutely. Final thoughts, Congresswoman Dingell?
It's just always good to be with you. I think we all need to really work together right now to treat each other civilly, with respect, and remember that united we stand, divided we fall. There are people that are really trying to pit people against each other. And let's remember that everybody deserves to be treated with respect, compassion, and let's all just support each other.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for being with us. Really appreciate all you do, and be safe, and welcome back to the district.
Thank you. Be safe.
Absolutely.